Hi everyone! I was asked to share my Coral Island tracker that I made in Notion, which you can just make a free account. It's an organizational app, and I use it to make little organizers and trackers for the various games that I play. My Coral Island one is probably the best kept one, so I've cleaned it up a bit and made a shareable version for you guys, which I will link below in my Ko-fi account. This is going to be for you if you really like organizing and tracking the various goals throughout a game. So for Coral Island, the goddess offerings. And then also I have a farm guide so you can make a really efficient and most profitable layout of your farm. So first off, I just want to go how to open up the file and make a duplicate to your own Notion account. So you are going to click on that file in your downloads folder and then open that up, click on the Notion page link. That should bring you to the public facing version of this page. You can't check things or edit it right now. It's a read-only version. So you're going to go up to the corner and click duplicate, and that should open it up in your account if you are already logged in. So you're going to want to add that to your own dashboard over there, and we are going to want to let that load in. We have added it and it opens up in your web browser. I have the desktop app, so I'm going to go ahead and open that in the app. To start off, the home page has helpful links to the dev's website and some wikis that I personally use. And I just want to say this is not a wiki page. This is a tracker that I've created. So if there's stuff that you are looking for, go ahead and use those sources. They're a really good resource to have. The number one thing that I use this for is the goddess offerings. And I have organized this by each altar, the crop, catch, advanced, and rare. And I've put like the pertinent information in each of these. So for the catch, which is important, it shows you the location, weather, and time of day for these bugs and fish. And then you also can go over here, and this is just everything organized by the bundle. I did add a still need tab. So what this is going to do is I have it filtered to only show the unchecked items. So as soon as you check something, it's taking it off of this list for you, so you do not have to focus on it. Additionally, you can go and filter over here with the 3 blue lines and say you are in the spring season. So you can't catch things in spring when they're only available in the winter. If you filter it only by spring, then it will show you all of the items that are available in spring that you should focus on for that season. I just really like doing that so I'm not having to wade through a lot, and so I added that little feature there. My farm guide might be a little confusing, so I figured I'd go over what you want to edit and what things you might want to focus on here. So again, I have the tabs split out into the different seasons with the crops that are available in those seasons. If we go back to spring, you are going to want to pay attention to what rank you are and what rank these seeds will be available at Sam's General Store. The column that you are going to be editing is going to be the crop spots column. So this is how many of each of these crops you want to plant. So say a typical one would be 8 around a sprinkler. We'll throw that in there. This is going to calculate how many seeds you are going to need to buy for a full season, because this is not a regrow crop. This is something you're going to have to continually replant. So that's factored in. Obviously, we have each seed and crop sell price like on an individual basis. Then the profit per seed is kind of similar here. It gets a little wonky with the regrow ones because you only need to buy one seed, but you are going to want to focus more so on the season cost and the season profit over here. So these take into effect all of the regrowing, all of the replanting, just to maximize a season. This is how much it's going to cost you if you have 8 over here. Your profit, again, that's profit, not just revenue. So that's all that you're making over top of this cost. Everything is kind of summed up on the bottom here. You want to pay attention to the number of crop spots. So if you don't have a whole huge area of tilled spots, you want to make sure that that doesn't exceed what you have planned at your farm. And then you also want to make sure that you have enough funds when you are going in to buy those seeds at the beginning of the season. And then this is what you can roughly expect to make throughout the season. If we scroll on over, I do have the number of days it takes for each item to grow, and then how many days the regrow. So like every 4 days, you're going to get another harvest of some of these. If you have any questions, just let me know. I'll try my best to answer. This works for me, and you'll be able to move things around and edit your own if you want it to function a little differently. I've recently just gotten to the Orchestra Sites part of the game, and so there might be a little more information needed for this down the road, but I think this should give you a general understanding of what you need and how to get it. So with the underwater crops, they are a mix of ocean scavengeables, kelp, and actual crops. So I did add each of those here, things that you want to keep an eye out for, things you want to set aside to make these later. And similar to the goddess offerings, you're just gonna go ahead and check each one off as you go. As far as upgrades go, I have a separate page for it here, which will have different wiki links to all of the areas that you go, like the blacksmith, the laboratory, the carpenter, where you go to actually do those upgrades. But I also kind of have just another view of it on the homepage to keep track of these. Now, these originally were made to have the images on them and just the really nice, pretty aesthetic tracker. I just didn't really feel right having images that I don't have the rights to and sending that out to people. So you can add your own if you would like to do so. And these are just, similar. Checking them off. And then I do have the cost of them and what materials you're going to need. And I have this for tools, produce quality, and that includes the ocean seeds and seaweed for the ocean animal products. We have equipment, so this is going to be at the lab as well as the oracle chamber for the underwater stuff, and these are all of your automation machines and things like that. There's also farm buildings if you want to keep track of what stage your house is at, if you've gotten all the barn upgrades, and then the little miscellaneous buildings that you can add on your farm. Again, I didn't really feel comfortable having a bunch of images that I don't have the rights to and sending that off to you guys, but if you would like to add any images to any of the items, all you gotta do is open up their item page, scroll down, do a slash and then image, and it should kind of auto-populate here. And then you'll upload your image file that you would like to use. And then ta-da, there it is. And you can populate these in, then it can look pretty. So again, this is just a template for you guys to go crazy with if this is the type of thing that you like to do. There's so many options in Notion and these databases, and I'm not even using half of it in here, but it exists and you can mess with it however you would like once you copy the template for yourself. If there's anything you'd like me to add, just let me know. If you have any other questions, shoot it in the comment or DM me. I really love doing this stuff, so I don't mind helping out. All right, have a good one, guys.